This is Greg Jensen from Options Animal, and you're watching MarketHeist.com.
3, 2, 1.
Well, guys, welcome to another heistLAB where we're picking Greg Jensen's brain about his book, Spread Trading. This book right here, that's his name right there. And it's great to be a published author, isn't it, Greg?
It is. It's actually, a project that I thought would be pretty cool, and then had no idea when I was in the midst of the project how much hard work it would be.
Yeah.
But then at the end, it's pretty rewarding. Yes.
It's good to see it on the bookshelves, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of my editors actually read this. Daniel Holman helped me read this, and his observation was, this is a really, really unique educational book. Not just for trading, but just how you approach it. You wrote it as a story, and you wrote it as a story of two people who know nothing about the stock market or anything about finance, and you start from the very beginning. So it's not just about spread trading, which is something pretty advanced for somebody who doesn't know anything. Why did you take this approach?
Well, I think the biggest reason was, there's a lot of books written about options, a lot of books written about spread trading, and, I can go pick them up off the shelf and usually get something pretty good out of picking up books. But I've been in the market for several years, and for the most part, there really is not a book written, or at least I didn't feel there was, a book written to the beginner, a book written to someone who's never traded options, but maybe he's heard about them and is intrigued about what options are. And so I really wanted to focus the book to him because I think there's a need. I think there's a need for the average investor to learn how to protect their portfolio because we're in a tumultuous time. So I wanted to take approach to do it story form. Now, I'll be honest, and I'm going to give some, some acknowledgments to where some is due. I had a very good friend who is a very successful author who helped me put this together. So he made the story part of it flow. I made sure all of the trading and technical parts of it were all correct, and we put our heads together and put the book out. So I was really pleased how it came out because again, my hope is it can, it's hard to pick up a textbook from college and read it and really get excited about it. So we tried to write it in story form so that people could relate to the two characters in there, Lon and Shorty, and learn a little bit about options.
Well, do you think writing as a story form also helps people integrate it better because you're taking them through an experience rather than pieces of information that they have to try to integrate as they trade and make or lose money? Yeah,
absolutely. And, being able to relate, whether it's one person or the other, in the storyline that you can, relate to. We tried to do that to really make, again, focus on building a foundation of an understanding of what a call is, what a put is, without having that boring textbook definition that I get from Wikipedia.
Could you recap a little for our viewers? What exactly is the basic storyline for your book? Do you remember?
The basic storyline is two friends who work together, a guy named Lon and a guy named Shorty, who are kind of discovering what options are in a way, and they're talking about trading, about being able to make money when the market goes bullish and make money when the market goes bearish, and then being able to leverage with the use of options, and then being able to combine things and control risk. So the storyline is really just these two guys interacting and then going home and interacting with their wives and retelling the story and then coming back together and interacting again and then running into a couple gurus that help them put all the final pieces together as to how to successfully trade.
Greg, I want to ask you about using the book in your trading, and how do you use it to figure out whether you're a better directional trader or a better spread trader? Is there something that the reader can relate to more with one character or another that can help them figure out their personality?
Yeah, I think so. I tried to write it from the standpoint of, Lon being the generally more optimistic, glasses half full guy, and Shorty, of course, being the more pessimistic, I like to short the market. So you can relate a little bit to the two characters in there. But yeah, there's definitely insight is to help you make your decisions as to why you enter positions. I think that's a common mistake people make, is they just enter a position oftentimes in the market just because, or because someone else on TV said to enter a position, and not, they don't really do their homework. So I try to set the foundation of doing your due diligence and the steps you need to take to do it properly.
Since we have you on today and it is Fed Day, I want to get your opinion about it, and more along the lines of what an individual investor should be looking for. These big news that CNBC covers for hours, and they read all the news, but they don't exactly know what to do or make of it, because it is a really complex process.
Well, I think one of the most important things when looking at the market right now is recognizing that because we live in the age of information and the fast-moving flow of information, the market changes on a day-to-day basis. And I don't think that's going away. I think, in fact, the problem will get, if you want to call it a problem, I think it's just what the market is. You've got to brace yourself for uncertain times. I think that's why it's really important to change the way you've been investing in the past. I don't think that old buy and hold strategy and, hold on to a stock for 20, 30 years and I'm going to be better, 20 years from now is going to work anymore. I think you've really got to take a more active approach to managing your investments.
Do you think investors who don't totally understand how the Fed works and the complex process that they do, money supply and things, and do you think that affects how well they could protect their own portfolio and grow it?
I think the more education you get, the better, because you will understand what it means when Bernanke talks about keeping his interest rates low indefinitely, and really the underlying fear that you should have because of that comment. But you also don't have to have the detailed macroeconomic view where you can sit down with a college professor from Yale and talk about long-term economic ramifications either to success invest. I think that's another. I think it scares people away, thinking, "Oh man, so much is going on with the Fed and Bernanke, and I don't know what's going on. I should let the professional guy do it for me."
Yeah.
In reality, I think you can do it yourself. The tools are there. The education is not that daunting, but yes, it does require some education on your part.
Yeah, if you can read the front page of the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal and understand it, you should be fine.
Yep,
right?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Thanks, Greg. Thanks for your whole hour of your time. And this is fun, and so hopefully we can do this again.
Love to. Thanks, Jeff.
All right. See ya. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.